The Five Nights at Freddy's, created by Scott Cawthon, may have started a simple indie game, but it's transformed into a sprawling narrative filled with intricate lore. Countless characters, music, comics, and books. With its unique gameplay and ever-evolving storyline, the franchise has garnered a massive and dedicated fan base. And with the official film being released this week, it's important to understand the fundamental basics for the best payoff. I mean, this movie goes for almost 2 hours. So what's another 10 minutes? Especially if it helps make sense of the nightmare that is Five Nights at Freddy's lore. This is the basics so you understand the framework of the franchise, allowing you to make the best of your screening experience. The Five Nights at Freddy's series unfolds within the vast universe of Fazbear Entertainment, a fictional company that bears the resemblance to real-life family entertainment restaurant chains like Chuck E. Cheese and Showbiz Pizza Place. The conglomerate operates various restaurants, including Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, Fredbear's Family Diner, and Circus Baby's Pizza World. But at the center of all these stories are the robots, and believe it or not, there are different types of robots. We have, of course, the animatronics. These robots are designed to resemble a diverse range of creatures, humans, and even inanimate objects. They feature movable limbs, voice boxes, and armor-like suits to protect their endoskeletons. And then we have the electronic toys. These are smaller toy-like animatronics created for entertainment and merchandise purposes. And staff bots are robots that perform various roles within the Fazbear Entertainment ecosystem, including kitchen staff, entertainment roles, security, and cleaning personnel. They were first introduced recently in Security Breach, and these bots have a distinctive look I want to call the Jetsons. And we have artificial intelligent voices. These are the virtual assistants that aid Fazbear Entertainment workers, such as Hand Unit. Now we've covered the types, let's talk about the most notable characters within this fandom, especially which ones are going to be featured primarily in the upcoming movie. Keep in mind there are over 100 different characters in this universe, so this is just the basics. The first, of course, is Freddy Fazbear. This serves as the iconic brown bear mascot of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. He originally starred as the lead singer in the animatronic show stage band. The reason he's called Freddy Bear is because it's a twist on Teddy Bear, so that's where the whole name comes from. But there are many versions of each of these original villains, I would call them. You have everything from the withered version, the toy version, the shadow version, the phantom version, and the nightmare version, just to name a few. These appear in different parts of the franchise for different reasons. I like to think of them as a evolution, much like a Pokemon would be. But a very special version of Freddy is the Golden Freddy. Golden Freddy appears under unique circumstances in the first 2 games and is notorious for causing game crashes. Bonnie is an indigo rabbit with a red bow tie and is the guitarist in the show stage band. Just like Freddy, there's other versions of Bonnie. We have Spring Bonnie, but we also have Spring Trap, who you'll want to keep in mind for later in this video. Spring Trap is a decaying Bonnie and the main antagonist in Five Nights at Freddy's number 3. Next is Chica, who is a yellow baby-like chicken with a bib that says, "Let's eat." Chica first appeared as a backup singer in the show stage band, and most versions of Chica are accompanied by the Mr. Cupcake animatronic, because why not? And last but not least, my mortal enemy is Foxy. Foxy is a bizarre red pirate fox with an eye patch, though curiously, he possesses 2 functional eyes. Foxy is the sole member among the franchise's core 4 animatronics who is not a band member. But the Five Nights at Freddy's lore is deeply tangled with human characters. I mean, they had to be invented by someone, right? These ones are very important to keep in mind. The first one is Michael Afton, who's also called Mike Schmidt. He is the central protagonist of the franchise, and of course his character has 2 names. This is because Afton is his government name, which he changed to avoid questions and being linked to his father, who we'll talk about in just a second. Mike takes on various roles, from a night security guard to an animatronic technician and a restaurant manager. The phone guy, who is a favorite for a lot of people and really gets them emotional. This is the previous security guard who leaves recorded phone messages providing vital exposition about the games and their lore. He basically explains how to play the game to the players at the start of each night. And as the game goes on, they get progressively more alarming. Now let's talk about William Afton. As mentioned before, he is Michael's father. He also happens to be the franchise's central antagonist. He is a robotic engineer and the co-founder of Fazbear Entertainment. He also happens to be a sadistic killer. He is responsible for many of the tragedies and incidents within the lore. Next is the missing children. This is a group of notable murder victims that were lured into the safe room at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. And another victim that is well known is the crying child from Five Nights at Freddy's #4. This is a young boy who was a victim of the bite of 83, and his tragic story unfolds in that game. Theorists believe that this is William Afton's unnamed son, and Michael Afton was responsible for the incident. Another notable character is Elizabeth Afton, who is William Afton's daughter, whose soul possesses the animatronic Circus Baby. Because of course. Circus Baby is so creepy. Basically, that whole story comes from the idea that it opens up itself and mangles children within it, and then their souls are captured. That's kind of the short version of that, and that's where Elizabeth lives. Then we have Henry Emily, who is the co-founder of Fazbear Entertainment and the overarching protagonist of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Simulator, and Vanessa A, known as Vanny, who is a security guard who falls under the influence of Glitch Trap, becoming a follower of evil and is seen later in the games. The Five Nights at Freddy's franchise began with a simple premise: a night security guard fending off killer animatronics. However, as you've probably discovered by now, it expanded far beyond there. We're going to talk about the games quickly. I'm going to give you a quick rundown of what the storyline is as we go through these games. Keep in mind, there are definitely offshoots of this, but these are the basics, and it does contain spoilers for the storyline. It all started in 2014. The first Five Nights at Freddy's game emerged, quickly becoming a standout survival horror game. Players take on the role of a night shift security guard at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, a creepy place with rumors of haunted life-size animatronics. The pizzeria's decay is tied to tragic events, including child abductions and murders by William Afton. These children are said to be hidden inside the animatronics. This revelation led to a widespread boycott and ultimately the downfall of the business. For the player, the mascots roam freely throughout the facility, creeping closer to the player's location. They must skillfully manage the door controls, lighting, and keep an eye on the time and battery usage to survive the night. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is a prequel that was released also in 2014. This one delves deeper into the tragic narrative surrounding the murder of the 5 children, employing Atari-style mini-games to tell the story. The perpetrator is depicted as a sinister purple figure, which is referred to as Purple Guy throughout most of the franchise. Five Nights at Freddy's 3 takes the story 30 years into the future, where players work at Fazbear's Fright, a horror-themed attraction. A new animatronic spring trap is introduced, and more mini-games like in Five Nights at Freddy's 2 add to the lore. Here we link Purple Guy and Spring Trap to be William Afton. Five Nights at Freddy's 4 gets a little bit weird as we shift to a child's bedroom, changing the gameplay dramatically. This entry reveals the events preceding the first game. The players controlled a frightened protagonist, which is revealed to have an intense fear of the animatronics at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. The narrative centers around the infamous bite of 83, a tragic event where a child met his demise due to an incident involving animatronics. Five Nights at Freddy's sister location from 2006 does not take place at the Fazbear's Pizza location, but instead at Circus Baby's Entertainment and Rental, and it features its own set of animatronic characters. In this game, the players control the employee who has to perform maintenance tasks while also defending themselves from the animatronic characters, which become mobile and homicidal at night. The next game released was Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator, and as implied by its title, the primary objective of the game is to manage the pizzeria, ensuring a secure atmosphere. Neglecting responsibility could lead to legal action, and we don't want that. Although the true gameplay takes place in the back office, where the player is forced to sit until closing, fending off the animatronics that lurk inside. Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted is a VR entry from 2019. This is set within the Freddy Fazbear's virtual experience. It's a corporate effort by Fazbear Entertainment to repair its tarnished reputation reputation after multiple legal issues and incidents. Five Nights at Freddy's Special Delivery was released in 2019 for Android and iOS. It's the second spin-off in the Five Nights at Freddy's series. The game is set in a fictional animatronic rental service by Fazbear Entertainment and allows players to use a flashlight and shocker to fend off the animatronics. Back to the core story, finally, for the latest release. Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach was released in 2021. This offers a free roaming gameplay and features the entire mall beneath the Freddy Fazbear's franchise. The game eventually returns to the ruins of the original pizzeria, unveiling Afton's spirit as an even more disfigured Burn Trap. That is the basics. Remember, there's still comics, books, music, even other films that are unofficial based on this franchise. And with the new movie coming out, it's going to be interesting to see how close this stays to the original story or if it expands even further. But get ready to see Freddy everywhere, because if this film is a success, there are countless sequels to be had because the lore is never ending. I've linked some videos down below that go into more detailed lore of different aspects. This is just the basics and I hope you enjoyed. I'd also like to thank my mod and good friend Megan for looking over this video for me. Thank you so much. I've also linked her channel down below. She does resin art. Thank you so much for watching. If you're a fan of horror, you might want to check out these videos. Give yourself some more recommendations to watch at home. And I'll talk to you all very soon. Stay safe and stay spooky. Bye, friends.